Hey guys, Kens97 Stowe 171. We're back with ATS again, and we're right back where we were. Sorry, I had to take care of something on my phone. Needed to be done right away, and I honestly wasn't sure what I wanted to do with this truck here. We're about to build. This will be the second truck we've built um, in a row. We just finished that Volvo. I want to go ahead and finish this while we're here because I'm not really sure whether I want to continue driving the old school retro trucks and then finish up with the Volvo, or switch to the Volvo now um, and then switch to this. A little inclined to go ahead and drive this and maybe get to like Portland with it, um, and then maybe switch to the Volvo then. I don't really know what I want to do. And honestly, it kind of doesn't much matter. I've been trying to figure out what engine to put in this thing. That's the high roof cab. We got the right chassis already. And I don't know what engine to put. The available engines in the mod, I might just stick with that. There's a 60 series Detroit, which would have went with it. The N14. Would be a good choice when we looked at. Now, of course, ChatGPT reset when I just reopened it. That's great. I love when it does that shit. Okay. I'm kind of inclined to go with the 3406E. Make a little more noise. N14 would have been, real life would have been an N14 or a 60 series. But a 3406 would have been available too. We just finished driving a 60 series Detroit, though this will sound different than the one we just drove because it's not in the same engine mod category. There's a 5. I think there's a 550. I hate when I get, because it's expensive. If we buy this, if we pick this and then pick something else, you'll get like half of it back and then spend another $20,000. There's an N14 shipped. Hmm. This was where I was at before, and I'm like, what to do? I don't know. What's this steel production engine pack does have some interesting engines in it, and um, kind of inclined to stick with an engine that's in its in its in that came with the truck. Let's just go down the list. It's an older Cummins. These are two-stroke Detroits, which might be interesting. They sound good, but I've got some mod engines that are like that. I've got a Z mods engine that's one of these, a two-stroke, and that would probably not be in this truck. This truck was newer than that, so it's not really realistic. I'm kind of inclined to just do the 3406. It'd be different than what we just had, and hopefully it sounds good. And if it doesn't, then we'll just deal with it and put the windows up and not worry about it. So let's pick this one, 550 horse. I think we might use the same transmission. Is the Eaton folder pack in here? It is. What transmissions are listed? There's an 18-speed FO22. There's an ultra shift though. That's actually the transmission it picked. Look at that. I'm more inclined to go with the this RTLO, and we'll maybe just look at these here. Maybe pick a gear ratio that's reasonable. We really went way off on the. It seems way off because the rev range on this engine is quite high. And we used in our current build, we used 336, I think. And sometimes this truck analysis is not, it's based on data that's not really correct. We don't really need the 22 either. The 16 is what we used in the other truck too. Because our RPM range is 1200 to 14. It's basically the same as the 60 series Detroit. Which I think we used 336 in. I just don't understand why this is so far off. Like, that balances it the other direction. It's just, that doesn't. I used a 264 Morin engine with a 900 revs. I just realized my microphone was out of place. Huh. The torque number that it has on the engine data sheet could be wrong, and it could be why it's doing this. You can't always go by that. I'm kind of inclined to do a 308 if it's available. I've used that before. And it won't suck too bad. Either direction. So let's do that. And paint job. Let's see here. What do we got? Startling. That's the one we used in the other. That's kind of neat. It's all black. We could do a black on black. That might be work. And we can change the. It's actually a multi-coat paint job, which is nice because it's only $100. But you can customize over here the color, the shift, and then the other shift. Do straight black, brown, scarlet. Dude. White. That's it. It's kind of nice that that's only $100. That'll save us some money. So let's do that. And then accessories. I don't think there's a ton of accessories. We can have fog lights. It probably won't do anything. Bumper. Paint. Let's do that. The bull bar. Wow, you look at this. You could do. It's not actually a bull bar, but there's like a ton of light choices. Let's see what the light choices are. Got those, and as we found in the Argosy, that the round, this light chrome 6 is actually pretty good looking. And but they have square lights there. We'll see. Maybe let's do the side first and see if there's any let's see, tanks, aluminum. Let's do paint. I don't think we'll do doubles. I don't think there's cabin deflector. You can do a spoiler, low, or high, which covers everything. Exhaust. There's no choices there. No choices there. This truck does not have a lot of choices on the exterior design. I just wanted to make sure there weren't any other light choices down here, like skirts, that we could use. Oh, there is a side skirt. Huh. There's no lights on it. And it kind of covers the oh, the price on the tanks is the same, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I think we're gonna do an all black. I think we're gonna do black on black on black. In which case the paint job might be better off to be a flat black, do a custom color, but they charge you a lot more money to do that. So let's see here. Seagull back, black, paint, black. How about that, guys? We are going to do, what did I say? Seagull, black, seagull, wide, painted, black, which is not actually the same color as that. So we will make that so that way the paint matches between the front and the rear wheels. Oh, frickin' heck. Okay, there's some roof add-ons we can put there. You know, this was the truck that had the light shining through to the inside. I'm almost positive. Not the Argosy, but it is something to keep ourselves in mind. All the lights on the front here are also square. Why the hell did it do that? We could do that too. Put those there. They do help. Especially because I don't know whether this truck has any decent headlights at all. And then on here, it points out to the side a little bit, but I don't think that's what we want to do. Interesting if we could put that there. They shine forward, which is not what you want. So let's do a marker, a similar square amber right there. Oh, interesting. You can't. There's no. Hmm. Yeah, see, it's like buried in the paint. It's not really useful. We'd be better off with the slightly off angled. It'll still offer some light down the side, so it might be worth it. Nah, leave those alone. Although here, yeah, there's no. Oh, we could do a right-hand turn signal, amber. Then it would only be on when we turn on our turn signal. Marker plus blinker. Right, marker plus blinker. Left, marker plus blinker. Yeah. You know what? That's gonna. They aren't gonna work. They're gonna blink in our eyes when we're. Just from personal experience, guys, is all I'm saying. Light bar. That's the interior light. I generally find those are annoying. We'll put a radio in there. We can look at that later. Air filters. The air filter is back here, isn't it? Plastic. See, that's going forward, which you would use if you had a low roof. But since we don't, we'll do that. What? Main mirrors. Let's do paint. Oh, that's interesting. It changed the. I don't really. We'll have to see on the interior what those look like. It changed the style of mirror, not just painted it. That's sucky. All right. There's no. I would like to be cool if you could black this out too. Interesting. Oh, that's those guys side skirts we already had. All right, so let's take a look here and see what's available. Kind of inclined to go square. Or throw some of these down there too. They'll come on with the high beams, so at least with the high beams are on, we'll be able to see well. But I don't know. Be nice if you could have an auxiliary light that would stay on. It does have fog lights down here, which may or may not actually throw any light on the ground. You don't know. I think we're going to do just marker lights. There's actually fog lights here, but I think they're expensive too. So let's do square because all the other lights are square. Light chrome 4, light chrome 6. I don't know what the hell the difference is between these two. Let's do that. I don't do these two on the left because it doesn't balance out. Same thing over here. Yeah, that'll work. There's no fenders or anything available for it. Unfortunately, it'd be cool to have like painted fenders over the top, but they're not. It's not an option. So let's take a look at the interior. I don't. There's no choices there. It's wood. Let's. Interesting. The mirrors aren't really a. You can put a GPS there, which we don't really need. Windshield sets. Dash cam, which doesn't really matter. I think. Okay. Why does it not? Normally when you do that, it lets you pick something right there. Ah, I don't have the cat mod loaded. Okay. That's the front mirror that sticks down there right there. Not that helpful. Main mirrors. Okay, that's what we wanted to see. So that's what they look like. Or that. That's a much bigger mirror. So we'll, even though it's not painted, we'll use that. Big floor, big sleeper. This is a super cool truck. It's even got a bunk up there, which you wouldn't have if you had a low roof. Too bad we can't put the cat there. In the other video, it had I got a cat sleeping right there, which is always kind of cool. Change the steering wheel. Actually, you can't because I don't have any. I don't have any steering wheel. All right. Let's just look through real quick. 550 3406E. Neat for RTLO with, I think, the appropriate gear ratio. We'll find out. If it's wrong, well, we'll deal with it. All right. Confirm. Purchase. And once again, we got to stick it in Abilene. So I think what we're going to have to do is when we switch switch into this truck, it's going to transport us. Where are we at? We're in Kobe, right? Just double check. I think we're in Kobe. Yeah, Cody, Nebraska, or Wyoming. Cody, Wyoming. And we should be able to quick travel there and continue our journey. Figure we'll drive the 9800 maybe up to here. Or maybe part way or whatever we can find going that way. And then maybe we'll switch into the Volvo and drive down the coast in the Volvo because we still have. Let's see here. What's the other truck? Let's look at the mod dealers. We still have this FLB to buy. For some reason, we got this Kenworth K100 to buy, which maybe we should have done that first. And we've got this K200 to buy. We already did the International, and we got the Mac single cab. Yeah, so we'll see. We won't be able to buy all of these that fast because we just spent a shit ton of money on trucks. It's the way it is. So let us. Man, I'm gonna miss the Argosy. That's a good looking rig. But I've driven the 9800 extensively too. It's a nice ride. Questions can be whether the engine's cool or did we screw up and pick the wrong engine? I don't know. So Truck manager, International 9800. Drive it. Yes. It's going to put us back in Abilene. Or actually Dallas. So, holy shit. Oh, are you telling me we can't? Why can't we quick travel to Cody? I don't understand why we can't quick travel to Cody. Let's look at the freight market and see what's available in Cody. We can't even. And then what we'll do is we'll quick travel to here, and then we'll just fly through the sky to Cody. I think. It'd be nice if for your loads if you could specify I want to start here. Where's it starting and where are you trying to go to, so it could try to find freight going in the direction that you want to go, which would be the case in real life. Um, Look at this sucker. It's a double trailer of wood. We need to look at something for Idaho. There we go. It's light. Why the hell is that on such a big trailer? It's going the wrong way, though. I'd kind of like to go Sandpoint or Coeur d'Alene or Lewiston. That's it. Well, Jit. Maybe Montana. Is anything in Montana available? It's going more the right direction, isn't it? We only pay $1,600. It'll cost us more than that just to quick travel. Frick. Frick, 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 frick. Let's see if there's any more freight available here going the way we want to go. And that would be easier to quick travel right from there, and it means we got to go through all this again. But it's not a huge deal. Utah, Colorado. It's a bigger city. Nebraska, Montana. That one's going from there to there. Montana. That's going farther. Look at that, though. 15,000 pounds. Bozeman. Best laid plans, right? I'd really like to know why we can't quick travel to Cody. Dang it. The other thing we could do is we could sleep because we already slept, I think. Um, We could sleep here. We could try. But you're not tired right now. Great. That's what I thought. We slept after we finished that last load to get a little bit more cash. Flippin' hell. Well, I could cheat. It's 6 p.m. I could do... What the hell does that say? I should have done that while I was in the truck. Now it says 2 p.m. $6 a.m. We just made $43,000. That's not why I did that. That is an interesting trick you can do to move time forward and loads will complete. It's definitely cheating. That's not why I did it, though. The reason I did it was I wanted to see if maybe, now that some time has passed, would there be a better load out of Cody going somewhere we want to go to. And there definitely are different loads. These were not here before. So that's, I mean, it's going short, but Montana, that's going more the right direction. That's going even more the right direction. Utah's the wrong direction. It's even more the right direction. Doesn't weigh anything, doesn't pay anything. Wrong direction. Right direction. That one was there already. Wrong direction. Okay. That pays $12,000. That pays $15,000. So that's probably the one we're going to take. And it's a double, which will be interesting. Something we haven't done before. But we can't quick travel to Cody. Which I don't really understand why, because we are literally there and I don't understand why you can't quick travel to Cody. So we'll have to quick travel to Casper. We'll try it again, but I don't think... Yeah, it's not like Cody's not listed there. Why not? I haven't been to Helena, but we can quick travel there. I don't understand why that's the case. Let's take a look at that load and see how long it has left. It's not what I was trying to do. $18 hours. Okay. So you got to be careful with this. Like if you use that trick to in the console to move time forward, it's difficult to figure out how far forward you're going. If I do 0600 again, it moves it forward, I think, 24 hours. So you got to be careful. It's going to be expensive to quick travel to Wyoming. I just want to make sure there was enough time that it wasn't 2 minutes left, and then we'd spend the money to quick travel to here and then not even have a load. It'd be worth checking to see if there's any good loads. No, I think we're better off with what we had. And it's interesting, I've never done a double before. So we'll quick travel to... Let's do that. Let's quick travel first. Casper. That's going to be expensive. It's beginning of the day, too, so we'll be able to... and I'm going to go ahead and pick the job from there and set the GPS, because then we can follow it in the map. This will be the longest I've ever flown anywhere. So, this will be interesting. It's good that it's daytime. Yeah, don't do this in real life. Boy, I bet sometimes truck drivers wish they could do this. Here's where we went. Here's where we went through those mountains. Tunnels right here. That actually would have been a little bit cool to do that. There's the... Ooh, the scenic overlooks right here. You know, part of me wants to drive through those tunnels again. Part of me wants to run through those tunnels again with this Caterpillar engine. Let's, okay, it doesn't work with the engine off.
Ready to
We need to adjust the mirrors. Let's check our field of view. Again, this is a new truck. It's interesting. It picks a pretty reasonable... adjust the mirrors. Which we can't really adjust them all the way because we don't have a trailer. We've been lately having to go in, you know, on the mirrors. The convex just needs to go down and out all the way. Thought we picked a side mirror. Maybe we didn't. Could have swore we picked a side mirror. Actually, you don't want to go quite all the way out. Although, actually, you kind of do. All right. Let's do lights. And then roof auxiliary. Put them all on. Let's see what that looks like. So when the high beams are off, see, this is the problem. Those fog lights on the bottom only come on with high beams, which is not really ideal. But it is what it is. And the Sounds pretty epic. Alright. Where the hell was that overlook at? We missed it again already. God damn it.
Find a new route.
I think this truck might be fun with this engine. Alright, let's do the scenic overlook here. And then we got like 100 miles to go, so we'll just go fly through the air to the destination. Look how short that truck is. It is truly a short wheelbase truck with a huge amount of interior space. Yeah, it's pretty. Oh, it took long enough to pick the truck we wanted. I wonder what would happen if you fly through the air and then park on the tracks and then have the train hit you. Probably nothing good. It's a little dam there. There's the train. Cool. Okay. So, let's... I was just thinking, they could do a really cool flight simulator game based on the map. Yeah, we have like 170 miles to go to Cody still. There we go.
Never mind. I'll find a new route.
Flying through the air is definitely handy. It's also cheating. But, are we flying through? Are we? No, we're on the ground. It's just this truck is. I mean, it is a really cool rig. I just the front of it. If they'd have done something else with the front of that truck, I don't know what. Even round headlights would have looked cooler. It's just from the front angle, it's just a ugly. It's a fugly looking truck, but I can't believe they said this thing was made until like 2004, and that it was really popular. I don't remember ever seeing one. But I can understand why it would have been incredibly popular. It's huge inside, short wheelbase, easy. Maybe it was more used in the Northeast where a short wheelbase truck would be extremely popular, like running up the I-95 corridor where you need a long distance truck, but it's a bunch of, I don't know. I can put the windows up now. And I may need to drop the volume down on the, oops. That's our truck. It's 53,000 pounds, so it's going to be heavy. That turbo is going to be singing. Wow, look, it's all twisty back roads too. Good thing it's early morning.
Drive safe.
I don't think we've ever done a double. Look at the reflections in the glass.
Time to hit the brake.
Alright, so we need to adjust that right mirror out. Although in real life it's pretty good, but I like that. That's the first trailer. So we probably want to do that. Let's take the look at the left here too real quick. It's about right. Maybe out slightly. Alright. Wonder whether you go out the same way you came in. I think that goes all the way around the building. Yeah, it's one way. See the arrow? I'm gonna have to bring down the volume a little bit. This engine is quite loud. It's also overdriving. Hold on a second, guys. It's also overdriving the output on in OBS. So let me bring that down just a little bit. I think that'll be okay. I was just looking at the, you know, the audio output. Recenter. All right. One thing is it lifts. I'll show you when we get out here. This is heavy. We're 53,000 pounds. The convex mirror there is pretty blurry looking. Let me show you though. Let me get to the other side so you can see it in the light. Because the wheelbase is so short, watch when I throttle it, you'll see the truck lifts quite a lot. what? I think we picked 520 horse.
Okay, let's find a new route.
I had to bring the volume down even more. Yeah, I'm gonna have to drop that volume down some more, guys. I just looked over and it was overdriving. Give me a second. Give that a whirl and see. Hopefully it's not too quiet. I'll keep an eye on it when I'm... Good visibility. Look at that. Good visibility that way. A little bit... Too bad there's a window, not a window back there.
Make a U-turn.
I need to make a U-turn.
Go straight up.
I'm looking at the, it's still kind of loud. Oh shit, we're still going. Forgot. When you do that, you're still rolling. Even though you alt-tabbed out of the game. I don't want to bring it down too much. You know. So you guys won't be able to hear anything. Yeah, when I alt-tabbed... going? Oh, okay. It's like, we need to go north. I'm... Okay, because that'll take us to the highway, that's why. I was like, kind of like wondering, like, why didn't we just go that way and up that way? But this is probably... It's probably faster because you're going to be on I-90. Unfortunately, we're going to be on the highway for a lot of this. That's kind of sucks. Back roads would have been more fun, but we'll stay in this truck for a bit. You know, the mirrors are in good locations. What's the engine brake?
Go straight up.
Engine brake sounds pretty awesome. Once again, a turn arrow for nobody there. We'll get a chance to run on I-90 and see what the gear ratio looks like. And if it's terrible, we can change it. I gotta say, this engine sounds amazing. I gotta sneeze, guys. Hold on.
Go straight up.
Oh, that was bad timing. Maybe we'll use this engine in the Freightliner FLB. I gotta sneeze again. Don't you hate it when you have to sneeze and then the sneeze doesn't come out? Ugh. Makes the nose all tickly. God, who had this trouble with Cody before?
Go straight up.
Fuck it. There was nobody at the intersection. Don't do that in real life.
Go straight up. Go straight up.
I don't love the dash cluster in this as much, although the speedo and the tack are easy to read. Colors are not great. If I turn off the lights, they go white. So they're easier to see, definitely, in the daytime if you turn the lights off. It's kind of interesting that they go
straight up.
super orange when the lights are on. I don't think there's a boost gauge anywhere for us to look at, unfortunately. Okay, turn signals are easy to see. Man, the blow off on that sounds amazing. The meters still show green to the touching the yellow. So I think that's where we want to leave the audio. I'm going to need to remember to turn that up. I also could have turned down the engine sounds in the game. That might have been the better option, actually. One negative of this truck is you don't really have any reference point on the dash to help you figure out where the center lane is, how to center the truck in the lane.
Keep left and then turn left.
Yeah, I think we're going to find that we're geared way too short.
Turn left.
You know, another option would have been the International S13 would have been an interesting, if you still owned one of these trucks, to move it to a modern engine and transmission setup with the S13 and the T14 automatic. It'd be interesting to see what the efficiency would be like. We're coming into a town. I just noticed that there's the engine brake now shows 3, 2, where the 60 series Detroit only had 1 and 2. I think this might be a combination where shifting manually is the better choice. Why are you running into me there, dude? That truck just hit me. Like, the lane continues for quite a while. I don't understand why he was trying to change lanes when the lane wasn't over yet. See if it makes us go in. It does. And where is it? Look at the trailer broken right there. £107,000. Again, this trailer, we were at 53. So you're telling me the truck weighs 50? Yeah.
Turn left.
Wow, it revs all the way to like 2,500 RPM. That's impressive. There's no fuel efficiency. Accelerates pretty good considering we're 107,000 pounds. it seems like we're taking forever to get back to the high. Okay, the highway's right up here. You know, we like went. It's too bad there's not a cut through right there or from there to there. I still wonder whether it would have been better to run that way. At least you're going the right direction. I don't know. Whatever. We'll be on the highway here soon, and we'll get an idea. This truck doesn't have an infotainment and an information display, so there's no fuel economy information or anything. Still don't understand why we could not. Oh my god. Motherfucker. That was my fault. We need to turn here at the next. That was my fault. I looked to the left just as he was starting to slow down to turn right.
Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right.
Unlike the Argosy, the A-pillars are nice and thin. Man, this thing just charges up that hill, don't it? Hmm. 10-mile-per-hour difference between trucks. That's interesting. I mean, our fuel economy is going to suck because we're pulling doubles and we're heavy. It's still kind of loud in my ears, so I turned my headphones down a little bit more. Looks okay on the monitor. Be okay. We're only going 70, but we're at 1300 revs, which is right in the middle of its torque band. Mirrors are great. This truck's legitimately pretty awesome. And you know, if you owned one of these today, you could retro a different dashed cluster right there. You know, if you wanted to put some digital gauges or bigger gauges, or you know, do whatever you want. The screws, you can see the screws in the panel right there. You just take the screws out, pop the dash out, and you put whatever you want would be in there. It'd be easy enough to. Like those black circles, I don't know if those are air vents or if they're just blanks. If they're just blanks for gauges, why the hell would you not put some of the gauges that are behind the wheel on the outside so you could like see them and they weren't blocked by the steering wheel? That's a little little strange. Driven an International Eagle. It's on my YouTube. When I drove that, it was a spare truck when my truck was in service. That one I didn't like. I'd come in from the Volvo, and maybe I was a little spoiled. I just felt like the dash, honestly, it felt less modern than this, which is kind of weird. .1500 revs at 75. It's maybe a little tall, or a little short. So a slight gear change in this to go a little bit taller, considering how much power it seems to have, I think would work fine. Especially for like rolling across Texas. It depends on what you're driving. If you're doing a lot of back roads, accelerating with heavy loads, you would want to. It was doing that because of the following distance. I think I need to, on my monitor over here, I've got OBS on the left and move to the left just enough to see, and YouTube on the right where I can see that the stream is still active and going. Maybe I need to move those the other way around. Not sure. Yeah, you got to be careful with that following distance when it activates the brakes like that repetitively to maintain your speed or distance to the next car. You can run your air chambers, you can run your air tanks out of air. What are you doing, dude? Go. Oh, it's got a weak ass horn. Not a concern in the game. This will be a short trip. Might even do another one. Hopefully we can get a load moving the right direction from where we are. Truck. If I could have this truck with the Argosy's dash cluster, which you could probably retroactively do, or you go ultra modern and I'm sure somebody makes displays, makes digital displays that could go in the place of analog gauges, and then they could be whatever color or design you wanted. go 90 straight. Butte. Really need to start making notes about what engines sounded great. I don't remember whether we put the engine from the steel production group or whether it was from the International 9800, which means that if it is, it's a unique engine that we can't transplant to another truck, unfortunately. I don't remember. Just to stop way. We already did, so I'm not going to stop. Only got 50 miles to go, and it's only 2 p.m. Don't ever bypass a way station. Don't do that in real life. You will get a big ass fine. When I took a break there for a second, I meant to try to find out when the electric Volvo is going to be available. I wonder what the use case would be. Whether they would just let you refill at a fuel station. Started off in too high there. Try that again at this stop sign if we have to stop. Start off in too high. If that's the case with 100 and whatever thousand pounds this thing is, we definitely need to go taller on the gear ratio. Right, downshift's nice. 1L, 1 high, 2L. Let's see. be able to back this one in because it's doubles. So there won't be any parking XP. I can also, I know in my other profile, I drove this truck with that, you know, the S13 and T14 transmission. Imagine this truck. It is a very ergonomic truck. It's easy to drive. It's easy to see. The mirrors are good. Having a super quiet, super efficient powertrain in it, it would be good. Because look, this big 3406 sounds great. This thing sounds awesome. But I had to turn my headphone volume. Please turn into the way station. Oh, that's interesting. I've never had to do that before. Coming into a... $107,400. That's so weird. Sorry, I bumped the mic. Never had to do that coming into a... Like I was saying, this engine sounds fantastic. Would I want to listen to this every frickin' day for 10 hours a day? No. I would not. You would need to wear earplugs or you would deafen yourself. Even the turbo whistle can get annoying. As much as it sounds cool in the game, imagine doing it, you know, 10, 11 hours a day, 7 days a week. No. It would be torture. And it's why you lose your hearing. Okay. Yeah, we can't do... Oh, look at this. Eventually, you would be able to do a doubles. I can do anything, 150 XP. But we're just going to pull it forward. Yeah, I think... Well, this thing accelerates really nice, though. Oh, is it the wrong... No, this is the right way around. Alright, guys. We'll see what our fuel efficiency is. It's probably going to be terrible. It'll tell us. It's 5.4 miles per gallon, considering the weight and the shape of the truck being a big square brick. That's not terrible. Let's just take a look at the freight market right here. See what's going where. Okay, that's going to Oregon. That might work too. That might work. Oh God, look at that. And it's a guided. These suck. That'd be interesting. Look at triples. I've never done triples before. It's going north and west. Let's keep looking. That might be interesting. 88,000 pounds. It might be interesting to see how the truck does with that. You know, we'd have to fly. We'd probably fly down here to pick it up because it's in the middle of nowhere. This would take you. It'd be a 100-mile drive to go pick it up. But let's keep looking. Butte, Montana. Kispel. Wow. We could probably quick travel to Butte to get that if we wanted to. That's also heavy, 78,000. Oh, there we go. Spokane, Washington. Let's go in the right direction. Idaho. Wrong direction. Montana. Idaho. Let's go in the right direction, too. Be nice to get some other stuff going to Washington. That one is going to Washington. That might be the ticket. Idaho, Montana, Montana, Montana. We're already pretty west in Montana. Unless it was one of these. Oregon. It's not terrible either. It's only 10,000 pounds, but it's 500 miles. It's definitely moving in the right direction. And it's going to Spokane, which is a big city, so we probably can get a load out of Spokane. That actually might be where we're sitting. It's another double. 47th is a little bit lighter. It's tempting to do that one, but that Spokane, Washington takes us farther the direction we want to go. I think that was the only one. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're actually here. No, actually it's not. It's down the street. Okay. That's fine. We can drive to there. Um, why don't I go do? I'm going to end the stream and I'll go pick that up and then start a new stream. This one's an hour and a half. We're at an hour and a half now. That's good enough for one video. And then I'll be back and we'll do the next leg of this one and stay in the same truck. And then maybe at that point we'll build another truck or something. I wonder how. I didn't see how long this. It's not what I wanted to do. How long this load has. Only 3 hours, so we got to grab it. And it pays a decent amount. And it's only 300 miles, which shouldn't take us that long. So, all right, I'm gonna end the stream and go and get hooked to that new trailer, new blue load, and then we'll go from there. All right, you guys be safe out there and have a good one. Signing off.